Konnichiwa, Roxette here, and my sister's teasing me that I look like the Russian mafia or something, but no offense. So for today's webcam diary, I'm going to share with you some of the things that I do which are friendly for the environment and whatnot. So the title of this video will sort of be like socially conscious habits with yours truly, huh? Okay, so for those of you who don't know yet, I'm gonna be sharing everything that I've been vlogging about in my daily life that may or may not count as socially conscious or just, you know, eco-friendly. So number one is plant-based hair care. So for those of you who keep up with my webcam diaries, I do this thing where I only wash my hair with water. And when I say plant-based, I only use real plants as much as possible to take care of my hair. That is, I mentioned Google root, aloe vera, and tea tree oil. Yeah, so that kind of covers all of my hair needs. So if you want to find out more in detail, just check out my video. It's somewhere there. I'll try to link it if I remember. So next is reduce plastic bags. So as much as possible, I try to just avoid any packaging altogether. I do my best to bring my own tote bags or use paper bags, so at least they're recyclable. And with that said, I try my best to avoid any single-use products and disposables. So with that same theme, I try to take it up a notch with my hygiene. So I stopped using cotton buds, cotton pads, cotton balls, everything that's just, you know, single use and then you just throw it. I try to avoid those. So I tend to use microfiber cloths, cotton cloths, and I also used washable menstrual pads, which might be TMI, but go green. Yeah. Next is going digital. As much as possible, I'm trying to reduce all of my carbon footprint, and if that means I'm trying to have my stuff exist in the digital world more, go ahead. But I do live a minimalist lifestyle, so I also try my best to keep clutter free. So even though majority of my things are digital, there's still not a lot that it's overwhelming, so that's a good thing to practice. Next is going secondhand. I might not vlog about it too much just because I'm a bit lazy too, but I do thrift a lot of my clothes. So even though some people might say I dress expensive and whatnot, not really. I mean, maybe I wear all these fancy bling bling, but my clothes are just thrifted because I really believe that the older clothes have far better quality because it's not made for fast fashion. And for example, jeans made today feel so easy to tear and easy to replace, whereas if you buy old jeans, you know that the quality is real. And you know, why waste on natural resources when you already have those things that existed before? With that said, also for books, I try to go digital with books, but if I am getting new books, I try to get them from book sale, which sells really old books or second-hand books. So, you know, I just really try to avoid new products that are disposable, or, you know, as much as possible, I want to think about the products I buy. So the last one for second-hand is stationery. We have a lot of stationery at home, so instead of buying new ones, we might as well just finish everything we own before splurging on new things, because these are disposables. Like I said, I try to be digital, but whenever I do need physical objects, I try to be as conscious as possible by either going second hand or just finishing everything that I already own, so I don't have to buy a new one. So next is limiting my products. So with that said, I do avoid disposables and single use. So I try to eat fresh food, but the grocery at home is not really up to me. So what I do is I do it with my personal belongings, such as makeup products and skincare products. Since I'm a minimalist, I don't really like a lot of things on my face and on my body. So with makeup, I tend to just focus on my eyebrows and my lips, and everything else I just let it go bare. And I put it all down to skincare, which is also quite limited because I just use body soap now and occasional, and I scrub maybe once or twice a week. There's really not much else to go on because wait, excuse me. I don't really use a lot of like skincare steps and routine. Like my cleanser is just my soap too, and it's not drying for me because it's not drying for me. And then I just use a gentle oil, or excuse me, I use my tea tree oil to do this stuff, because everything else I just let my skin regulate it for me. In line with the reduced disposables and single use, I also try to avoid littering because it's a huge problem, especially in our country, in the Philippines, because I'm sorry to say this, but our country is a big garbage dump. The rivers are so polluted, the roads are so dirty. Even when there are people who are cleaning the streets, they just throw all their trash in the drain, which in turn clogs and floods the road, which is so counterproductive. So just do your part and be a law-abiding citizen, please. And next thing is donating to junkyards. There's a lot of people here who collect recyclables, and we have a lot of junkyards here in the Philippines. So as much as possible, if you don't want your waste to go to dumps, you sort your trash if you can, or you separate objects you no longer use but you want to dispose of and give them to junkyard. And because in junkyards they repurpose it into new things, or this helps them make a living, because here in the Philippines a lot of people make a living out of collecting useful junk. So in a way you're kind of helping your environment and your community, so remember that. And last but not least is conserving water and electricity. Even though this seems like a basic thing to say, I think it's so important that we remind ourselves to be mindful of the energy that we use. So with that said, when I take a bath, I maintain just like 1 bucket of water, or just a 5 to 10 minute shower. I try not to soak too much or waste too much water. And I also do things like the laundry water, when I don't let it get drained, I reuse that water to clean the floor like outside the house. And I think that's really useful because you can also use it to clean your windows, your ceiling, your walls, like all things that you need to clean, and you don't really need to use 100% just clear water, because the laundry water has some soap in it, so that's kind of helpful, and also cleaning your house. So that's a good tip. And as for electricity, just try to keep your lights out as early as possible so you don't have to use electricity, or you double charge, in the sense when you're using your computer, like laptop or personal computer, you charge your devices with it. So instead of plugging into multiple sockets, you're just using one device to like charge overall. I'm not sure if that's safe or if that's more efficient in saving electricity, but that's what I try to do so I can save electricity in some way. And lastly is to if you're not using it, just unplug it all, because even though it's just idly plugged in, I think it eats or consumes electricity. So I think that's an important way to just save energy. So that's about it with this video. I hope this has been helpful. I'll probably put notes in the description box for an easier thing. So I hope all is well with you. Till next time. Bye.
Blackbird, fly into the light of a dark black night.